Hello everybody, I'm DelusionDispeller, and no, it is not Halloween, and I have not lost my marbles. But I'm going to be talking about a subject that makes me think about partying. And no, I don't mean getting drunk and forgetting what your name is and knocking over lamps and putting this shade on your head. I am talking about partying as in enjoying your life, because some of you need to move on. It's time to find your next significant other. So let's talk about the do's and don'ts of that. I'm not going to say that, well, this list is do's and this list is don'ts, because I kind of, as I began writing them down, realized that some of the do's were don'ts and don'ts were do's, and it just got all confused. So we're just going to say it's a list of do's and don'ts overall that you look for when you are dating. So let's begin. First of all, a lot of people have come to me and said, look, I've been hurt in my past relationships. I don't think I'm ready to continue going out on dates and meeting people. I think I should take a time of healing. Okay, if you're the insecure type of person that you're afraid you're going to sabotage your dating experience, then I agree with you. Do some self-care. Work on yourself. We've talked about that in other videos. So go watch those videos first before you decide to watch these. But if you are the type of person that's like, you know what, I'm fed up. They hurt me, yes, but I'm over it. Time to move on. Time to find somebody else to put my affections on. Good, bravo. I'm happy that you're at that point. I'm shooing flies away if you're wondering why I'm waving my hands crazily here. All right. First of all, before you go out on your date, make a list. And check it at least twice. No, I'm not telling you to audition for Santa Claus. Just basically, you need to have something in front of you to know what you're looking for. It's always good if you're going after a target to know what attributes that target is going to need to have to please you. So, write yourself a list, just like on the journaling thing. You're going to make some columns across the top of the paper. Must-haves would be nice to have. Bad ideas and deal breakers, and then have a couple other columns like red flags, green flags, things to watch out for, things I really want, those kind of things. So you're going to make this list, and believe it or not, I brought my list on my first dates, and I had the people, the guys, sit there and go over it with me when I would ask them questions. You know, what do you think about children? What is your view on abortion? You know, we just talked about everything on the first date. Tried to leave the past relationships out of the discussion, because you're just meeting this person for the first time. You're just checking out to see, do they like the same things you do? The same things bug them that bug you? Whatever. Keep it light on the first date, okay? Now, I'm talking overall what to look for in dating experiences, so I'm not just talking about the day you meet the guy. Kind of use your judgment. Obviously, you're not going to be talking about marriage on the first day you meet somebody. If you are, that's a red flag, and they're probably a narcissist, so be careful about that. We'll talk more on that later. Okay, so you're making this list. You got the list made. You've figured out what you want, what you don't want, what you absolutely will not tolerate, and what makes you say, sorry I ever got your number or saw your face, and you just move on. Okay, so fly on my camera here. Wish there was a way to keep it away. Alright, so the next thing is beware of self-deprecators. If you see my other self-deprecating videos, these are guys that put themselves down incessantly and expect you to tell them how wonderful they are. They talk about themselves constantly and what terrible people they are and how nobody would even want them. And they can't even believe why you would go out on a date with them, because after all, no woman has ever stayed with them long enough to say so. So it's depressing to be around this type of person, this type of guy. And you will always feel like you are constantly having to pick him up out of his misery and his doldrums. But the tricky thing is, no matter how much you tell him how wonderful he is and how good he is and how you enjoy his company, he will tell you every reason why you shouldn't. Oh, well, you know, I'm not that good, you know. I don't know what you see in me. You know, nobody ever really thought I was worth much. Dad said I was a loser. Mom said I'd never amount to anything. I don't see why you'd care about me. Nobody ever has. The only job I ever had was in working for my uncle in his tire shop, and I sucked at that. And it's miserable to be out with these people. Lose them like, excuse you and God bless you. Lose them like a bad toothache. All right. Anyways, stay tuned. I'll talk more on the do's and don'ts of dating.